All right, coming back with number 76 for the Phoenix Firewheel Grid. With 76, you have the perspective of yourself, your self-awareness, which should be based off of unconditional love. Remember, we're talking about Phoenix fires. You cannot have a condition or else you're going to go into repetition. And you have your foundation. If I'm aware of myself, then I need to have a clean foundation that does not consist of the traumas that probably led me to the end of my last cycle. Get it with a Phoenix, they go 500 years through all the experiences, they build the nest, and then they rise from the ashes. But if you are smoking the ashes of before, you're taking it in as what's going to be your now. So with 76, be mindful of defining yourself in the things you went through because you perceive to have went through it. Sometimes we go through stuff that we shouldn't have been through, and it takes us down courses we should have never seen. Let's just do that. So 76, watch out for the reflection point, which was 67. You can go back and listen to that. You also can listen to 7. You can also listen to 6. You can listen to 13. You can listen to 1. You can listen to 3. And you can listen to 4. All those numbers might have a piece of the bigger puzzle when you're dealing with your 76 energy, which is my self-awareness and the perfected foundation. The most perfect you is you without experience. You with experience is you with condition. It's not authentic you. It's just the you that you identify with. And when we're talking about releasing ourselves from life lessons and soul cycles and reincarnation traps and all these Phoenix type energies, you got to let go of experiences. You have to get out of the Anubis function. There is nothing to weigh at the end of this existence. There's nothing to weigh and there's nothing to wait on. There is only me. So 76, remember, there is only you. In the sense to, there is only you. You are the universe. But also I want you to say, there is only me, M-E, my energy, my experience, my existence. That has to come first or else you end up coming last to everything. So 76, don't burn yourself. Remember I just got through saying, stop looking at the traumatic foundations that you mastered as what's safe to conduct your journey in. Look at that, 1 + 5, that's a 6. That's the devil card, the dragon. I can take the fires that have been burning me and I can now, holy shit, become a Phoenix. Because I've learned to use the heat. So do not use the things that have shown you harm as thought processes that you think can help you stay better protected. That's safe mode. There is no need for protection. There's a need for awareness. And then if something does make it to a level to require protection, you should already be in a position to handle it because you're already greater. If something means to tear you apart, your greatness should be what holds you together. Your wholeness should be what holds you together. One, my magic will show me everything that means to manipulate me. But the trick to that is most of the things that mean to manipulate you really is you. It's your choices. It's the way you see things. It's your perspectives. And if your perspectives are all based off of traumatized foundations, good the fuck luck. So 76 turns into 77. Good the fuck luck. 77, the master spiritualist, the most delusional number of all. Why? Because I'm aware of who I am, but I'm also aware of who I am over here too. I'm aware of what I was, and I'm aware of what I can become, or I'm aware of what I was, and I'm aware of what I went through. You see what I'm saying? There's still justification for seeing you in two different perspectives. Well, how can I be one if I'm looking from the points of duality? 77, stop trying to look at the things from points of duality. Stop trying to draw connections to your feminine energy versus your masculine energy and start owning your wholeness. Get it? Start owning your wholeness, and then you won't have to break things down into points of separation that will never leave you whole. They'll just leave you with holes. 77, pay attention to 7, pay attention to 14, pay attention to 1, pay attention to 4, pay attention to 5. Because at the end of the day, 77, the master illusionist, the one who can pretty much buy reality out of illusion. And I posted about that earlier. If there's multiple versions of reality, none of them motherfuckers real. Apply that to your life. If there's multiple versions of the truth, ain't none of them motherfuckers true. All of them are just perspective. The key to this universe, perspective. How does this affect me? And if it is going to affect me, am I willing to pay the cost? Because what? It's me, my energy. So 77, just like I told you with 76, remember, it's all you. It's all me. It's all my energy. It all becomes my choice. If I want to buy into some shit that is going to tear me into the illusions of separation, I do it willingly. How I share my energy will be what puts me under control. This is 9. Who I share my vibration with now makes my vibration become interdependent. And y'all have to understand that word. Interdependent as in when you lock your energy into attachment or into a collective consciousness, what affects one indirectly or directly affects all. It's kind of like I was telling y'all the other day where people was like, well, I don't want to mess with no collective grid. And I get it. And it's fine. That's fair. But I don't want to mess with no collective grid because I don't want to tie my energy into everybody. But yet I'm already tied into them because it's a collective experience. So as I've been saying for years, it's better to learn how to manifest with manifestors than keep on manipulating with manipulators by trying to stay away from the manipulation, when you probably be better by getting into a tighter knit group of people who have like-minded intentions, where you could probably create a better flow. Learn who you're sharing your energy with. If you're going to get out here in this illusion of healing, you better heal with people who are wanting to heal and not people who just love their harm. So 77, don't fuck yourself over and don't trick yourself and don't lie to yourself on think that you're going to share your healing with others who already and clearly told you they ain't ready for it. If they ain't ready for it, you can't force it on them. 78, my journey will show me the struggle. My journey, 7, will show me the struggle. 8, who I am, my self-awareness, will show me the war in my mind. Because if this is just me paying attention to my thoughts, if I move based off of the thoughts that show me something I don't want to see, then holy shit. The first thing is the thoughts trick me. The second thing is I trick myself because holy shit, where the thoughts come from. Because the third thing is even if I say that those wasn't my thoughts, why the fuck I pay attention to them? The fourth thing is because you doubt yourself. 78, quit doubting yourself. 78, pay attention to 87, pay attention to 7, pay attention to 8, pay attention to 15, pay attention to 1, pay attention to 5, pay attention to 6. But 78, stop doubting yourself. I know who I am and I know what my struggles are. So I know I need to sit my punk ass down and be still and work on the things that I consider to be a struggle so that I become struggle free. 78, don't be your own devil. Be your own advocate. Fuck around and find out that the diversity of everything out here, the war in my mind, the diversity of all these thoughts that I keep thinking is the issue. I need to learn to streamline my thoughts and figure out which ones don't mean me no good. And even the ones that mean me no good, why are they fighting so hard for my energy? You get it? This one I'll ascribe to that scene from Percy and the Lightning Thief or whatever. And this is, much older than that movie, but it's a visual from that movie where they were in Vegas and they were eating the lotus cakes of forgetfulness. And the lotus cakes of forgetfulness was giving them good experiences. They was in there doing the things that they love and it was making them forget the things that they need to do. Well, I've been saying for over a decade, we are experiencing the well of forgetfulness. Each time we reincarnate, the soul gets dumped in whatever kind of container it goes into, whether it's this vessel or not. And you seem to forget what you've already been through in favor of the opportunity to go through it again. It's a new journey. Now I'm a Pleiadian starseed, an indigo star child. And now I get to have the experience of life and love all over again, which at the end, I'm going to still be all fucked up and trying to figure out how to stop doing it. But I'm going to come back and do it again. Self-sabotage. Sounds like 77 energy. 66 is sabotage, 77 is delusional as fuck. So you can fuck around and find out that if my thoughts become the only thing I find, guess what I'll never see? Me, my energy. If the thoughts are the only thing I'm finding here, I haven't found me. I just found what took my energy, but what took my energy wasn't me. I just found experience. Oops, you're not your experiences. So 79. Again, my self-awareness will show me how to stay in control. The problem with that is, and I've been saying this for a while, the ideology of control automatically denotes a struggle. In order for something to be on top, something has to be on the bottom in order to establish balance. See, that sacred balance is 2 points performing as one, even in separation. Not that common day bullshit that y'all might want to learn different forms of energy. But I'm just saying that might just be my ego, arrogance, or my delusion, but let your life tell your tale. So what I'm saying is if I don't know who I am, then everything is controlling me because I got to get a piece of it, collective consciousness, in order to figure out who I am. But when I figure out who I am, then I can find reciprocity through like-minded individuals or like-minded experiences that show me a more perfected reciprocal reflection of who I am, and not just some karmic bullshit, karmic and quantum entanglements I got to go through and try and alchemize them to get them to fit better. You're a 500-piece puzzle, but 499 of the pieces go to something else, but you're going to try and force them motherfuckers to fit. The only thing that's going to have a fit is you. So 79, if it requires you to have control, that's not your circus and not your monkeys. Everything in your life, if you're dealing with Phoenix energy, should be a reflection of you staying in your highest vibration. Remember, my highest vibration is being the battery in the pack. I don't need to plug into none of this shit, because the minute I plug into any of this shit, I got to give it my energy or holy shit, and I'm taking in its. Now I'm dealing with the fields of empathy. So 79, like I already said, 7, 9, 16, 97, 1, 6, and 7 again. So 7 is highly important in the 79 reading. Just in case I didn't go through a card, which I think I might not have, but 79, here's your card. Passion. Remember I told you, self-awareness, but this is the rage. 23 is passion. I'm too busy being delicious. But in the reverse is holy shit. I'm being too busy being delicious to everything that's taking my energy. And since it's been feeding on me for so long, it's not going to set me free. And here's a point of a spiritual awareness that almost all of us have been through. When you left whatever it was, the big 3 religions, whatever, organized religions or atheism, it don't matter. When you left your pre-programmed way of thinking into a more open mind way of thinking, for a lot of us, it felt like your world was falling apart. You couldn't trust people. You may have went through financial turmoil. A lot of people I know went into homelessness. Family wouldn't support them. The system no longer would support them. It's because you became a disease. In this chaos realm that is ran off of organized thoughts based off of control and trauma, if you stay stuck in religious formats, then you're safe. But once you start to think outside of them, you become basically a Neo, and the agents come and get you. And the agents ain't always the form of, tangible beings. It's tangible events, misfortune, synchronicities that seem not to work out for you because they try and convince you to get back in line. Think about it. And I beat up a lot of people, and I'll still stand on that shit too. Remember during COVID, where a lot of you motherfucking practitioners, you high priestesses and EOS and Mambos and all this other stuff, all these other titles that y'all carry, y'all went back to Jesus. Y'all went back to God save us and all this other stuff that you thought you had left the programming of. When you got met with a bigger fear, the Rona, you went back into the fear that was now safer than the fear that you felt was not safe at all. So that is, instead of maintaining your passion and keeping your fire bright, you felt like you was not going to be bright enough, so you went back to the same shit that already burnt you. So 79, don't find yourself going backwards into your traumas, thinking that now that you know it's a trauma, it's going to be safer for you to operate through because you now know who you are. It's bullshit. Once you leave your trauma and you let go of that programming, you're not your trauma. You are now you. You have to continue to see which other experience you can get rid of. But once you get out of a trauma and you now think that you're a safer you and you go back into an old you, you get reintroduced to that trauma, and that trauma has you again, so it might not be the same. It might be even more traumatic. And even in the sense where it's not more traumatic, it's foolish to go backwards in order to try and get ahead. Get it? So 79, don't burn yourself. My 2 and my 3. What I'm seeing is my thoughts. So if what I'm seeing is my thoughts, I need to be the thinker. Because the only thing that's going to show me the safest thoughts is me. Everything else is fucking programming. Now come back with 80.